Before we begin, thank you very much to David S. for leaving me a tip over on Ko-fi. Thank you very much for the support. Doing their part to keep the streak alive. I don't know why this streak is still alive. I don't know why this is amusing everybody, but apparently it is. I'm trying not to encourage it. I don't want anyone going silly and spending money on me when you shouldn't be. But also, I will admit, I have a convention coming up in 2 weeks. So this is actually incidentally helping out quite a bit. So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate this very much. Yeah, thank you for supporting the channel directly. I appreciate it. Okay. It's Monday. It's news roundup time. We need to talk about everything in the world of Transformers you might have missed if you weren't paying attention. I know a lot of people use this as their news source, so we'll try to keep it tight for you this week. There is quite a bit, though. We got some stuff to talk about. Like, the first part is, we have a rumor that our first Decepticon for Missing Link is going to be Nemesis Prime, which is so low-hanging fruit. I mean, every Optimus Prime is eventually going to be put in Nemesis colors. That's just how it goes. Like, there's just no way to avoid it. And that mold is really good, so they're getting all the uses out of it that they can. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, White Ultra Magnus was on the way even without the trailer, even though there is a rumor that the trailer is on the way. But I could see them doing this as, like, a heads-up thing, like, ahead of time thing. Like, we'll do the trailer version later. But no, we're getting a Black Optimus Prime repaint. No surprise whatsoever. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing as the first Decepticon, because, like, we need some kind of, like, con representation in Missing Link. So it's a little frustrating. Like, there's a ton of Autobots already. Need a bad guy, but it's just going to be a repaint at first. I'm waiting to see how they handle the Seeker. I'm waiting to see if they do a Megatron. I think a lot of people are waiting to see if they do a Megatron. But this is inevitable, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Still, if you're a Nemesis collector, it's on the way, apparently, according to rumors. The rumors also say that the Masterpiece movie line is actually being resurrected. It's been a hot minute since we got some kind of Masterpiece level toy from the movies. And I can understand why. There's a couple movies in here that didn't do too well, so they're probably avoiding them. But they're going back to Revenge of the Fallen, and they are doing Sideswipe, according to the rumors. That would be a cool one to get. Getting that design correct is going to be interesting, because I'm not even sure any of the actual toys successfully captured that design really well. So again, both of these are just rumors. We can't really hold too much water with those right now, but keep an eye out. I'm sure if this rumor is already getting leaked out of Takara, we're going to get some kind of word about it soon. They're not usually ones to let things slip unless it's about time for them to let the world know. But hope for a couple lines here. All right, let's talk about all the stock photos that came up for Takara's Basara Convoy. The Macross 7 crossover looking fascinating. Okay, so for starters, we do have a pretty cool looking Optimus Prime. He is looking very mecha anime with his proportions and his overall shapes. The jet mode does turn into something of a four-wheeled vehicle, which is ridiculous and silly, and I kind of respect that. I kind of wish the nose cone folded down from here just to kind of make it look like some kind of real land vehicle. But I think that's part of the charm. Like, it's almost like Gerwalk mode, but if a Transformer did it. You know, so like it's a jet but rolling. That almost works. So you think about it that way, that almost works conceptually. I am glad that there is some kind of like individual, like ground-based vehicle, like some semblance of a truck that this convoy can turn into. You have a trailer. The trailer, when they first showed it, was this big mystery of like, how does this actually connect? How does this actually involved? Of course, then we didn't see this mode. We saw the Jet the robot, and then the trailer that unfolds into this entire bandstand, speakers and microphone and all. A lot of people thought, why is he coming with a Rodimus Prime trailer? Some people actually asked if this is a retooled Rodimus Prime trailer. To my knowledge, no, it is not. It seems to be completely new. Would have been hysterical if this really was a retool, though. And yeah, it makes for a really cool looking performance stage. Yeah, it makes for a really nice display. It's a cool idea. I'm not into Macross, and I don't know anything about Macross 7, but they've made a really cool looking toy. Like, it's like, I love how much this thing can do. There's a proper Gerwalk mode, so it can do that too. And there's the combined vehicle. It's crazy, right? It looks like if Jetfire became a Prime and just took Rodimus Prime's trailer, right? So, yeah, that explains why he comes with some big trailer, because, yeah, he does have some semblance of a really weird truck mode, but, there is an attempt at a truck, and I appreciate it. You got multiple faces, kind of standard anime face. You got the rocking out face, and then you got Optimus Prime mouth plate. Yeah, you get some new twist on the original Ion canon, so that's cool. Yeah, and then of course you get like traditional jet mode, like your reverse wing Valkyrie style jet. This is a really cool package. There's a ton that this thing does. Like, it's actually like super cool they put that much effort into it. I'm still salty that they crossed over with Macross but didn't do Jetfire, but this is a really strong effort. It's a really strong effort and really cool tricks that it does. Pre-orders are already up. I think this is like north of $200. I do think this is a pretty expensive piece last I checked. It almost got me. It almost got me just because it does so much, but ultimately it's a little bit odd for me. A little bit too odd for me, but still, this is looking great. If you're into it, oh my God, you're getting a ton of stuff. That said, Takara is doing a crossover I'm way more into, and I absolutely am getting. Someone got their hands on the upcoming Rathalos Prime from the Synergen X crossover with Monster Hunter. It's a retool of the Air Razor mold from Kingdom, so we're not expecting, like, amazing things out of it, but the Rathalos mode looks solid enough. Prime looks pretty good, decked out in Rathalos armor. So, yeah, like, good things are happening here. It looks like a fun crossover toy. Now, I have Bandai's attempt to do a transforming Rathalos, where he's much more machine-like in beast mode. And I think I like this one better. That one is cool, but I think it's overcomplicated for what it's trying to do. This one is much cleaner. It's keeping to more essential engineering. Yeah, and admittedly, like, it does end up with like this gigantic wing skirt thing, which you may or may not enjoy. It looks like he's just got a whole big wing butt hanging off of his lower back. But I do think this toy looks cool. I do like the toys look overall. Just the idea of like a transforming Rathalos is really, really neat. And I want this toy line to do well so we can get more than just repaints of the Rathalos. We already know a silver one's on the way. If we get an Azure, it would not shock me. There's also plenty more Rathalos they could do. I want this thing to do ridiculously well so we can get to all the other monsters in the franchise and figure out what Transformer characters they would turn into. So this is looking really good. And yeah, I'm absolutely getting this one. Absolutely getting this one. Hey, Takara, next time, can you figure out someone that can do dual blades? I would like someone who got dual blades, please. Thank you. Takara did let us know that their dramatic capture Thundercracker that's coming out with this is the multi-pack with the reflectors. They did let us know that the toy has been updated from the original prototype shots. More specifically, the two-striped tail fin paint job that is Starscream's signature look has now been updated they have confirmed that it will be Thundercracker's version with just the one stripe up top. That's cool of them. That's cool of them. Weird that it wasn't right the first time, but you know what? At least before this thing made it out to stores, they went, oh, wait, that's wrong. That's wrong. Let's get that fixed up. So that's cool of them. Little minor update. Nothing more to talk about with that, but if it's a little detail that bugs you, they're fixing it. We have the in-package shots of the upcoming NFL crossover Transformers, KC-95, Steel Smash, Star Blitz, and Tundra Prime. It's weird that the Green Bay Packer one is the only one who gets to be a Prime, and then, I don't know, the Kansas City just gave up on whatever to name theirs, because I presume because they don't want to get into any other cultural appropriation trouble. But the packaging is looking interesting. Like the football shape to the bubble is kind of neat. There's something weird. Like, I understand the diagonal pose that these are in, because like is diving for the catch. That's fine. But there's something weird about it. Like, there's something weird. Like, when I see a character or toy packaged like that, Transformer-wise, my brain jumps to, like, the way I've seen knockoff Transformers packed in, like, really weird positions and, like, really, like, odd shapes for the bubbles. So it's giving me, like, a weird vibe like that, but it does look like it's doing a pretty good job. Like, they look fine. They look like they're going to do what they do. I'm not a football guy. I'm not a sports guy in general, so no surprise, this one is probably going to pass me by, and I'm not really interested in any of these. I'm originally from Indiana, so if they get around to, like, the Colts, maybe, but even that's a stretch. This would be one of those, like, if someone tells me it's a fun toy, I'd pick it up as a novelty. If I found it on sale, I would pick it up as a novelty. But I personally have no draw toward it, but I know football fans are going to go absolutely nuts over this. They're going to buy it just to keep it in the helmet mode, and they're not even going to bother transforming it. They're just going to be happy it can transform if they want it to. But no, those should be out pretty... No, those still have a while to go. They're like mid-December release. So we will see how they turn out, and we'll see if there's any more on the way by then, I'm sure. All right. Mark Marr is back to show us a little bit more behind-the-scenes stuff for the upcoming Alpha Trion. Now, the big question I wanted him to answer is why they went with the A3 head on this one, and that does not seem to be addressed. It's mostly just fluff piece as far as the actual discussion goes, and there's just nice shots of like how all of these accessories work. So you see a peg on the back of the book, so that's how he holds it like a normal book. Okay, got that. There is writing on the inside. There's writing on the inside. There's a diagram of a planet on there. Looks like he does have some kibble that can become a shield if you want it to. It also, if I remember right, yeah, it shows how the quill pegs into his hand too. But also, it looks like the shoulder pegs are actually on 5mm posts, so you can remove those and put on effect parts or weaponry or whatever you want. Which is kind of neat to keep as an option, and I'm sure in vehicle mode you can figure out something to do with it. The vehicle mode does look nice, I will give it that. Weird that it can handle a Prime Master, or a Titan, or a Titan Master, whichever one you want to call it at this point. Yeah, kind of funny that. Kind of funny that. I don't know if this is Mark just being goofy with his toys, or if there is like a genuine intended function behind the fact that you can actually, you know, like fit a character inside the center of this. Almost like this might be like a setup for a retool down the line. Like, as it is, I always expect this to be retooled into some kind of sweep, into like G1 Scourge or something, because like, look where his head is. Like, that's absolutely taken from all the times he was retooled from a sweep. And showing off that the belly Autobot symbol can be taken off too, but that's from his even younger form. Like, this is still Alpha Trion, but this is how he looked when he repaired Optimus Prime. The removing the Autobot symbol thing was when he was A3 and the war with the Quintessence was still going on. So we were mixing a lot from previous Alpha Trions in here. It's a neat figure, though. I'm looking forward to it. Cyberworld has officially been sighted at retail. If you are lucky, you might see it on your shelves now. I see Target is doing a ton of sales right now on toys. I'm wondering how much of that is to clear the way for, summer toys coming out, or um, just dumping old stock or whatever. But here we have, here we have our first wave of figures. I am a little bit, so they are designed to be very simple. Let's get that right. Extremely simple figures. I am a little bit discouraged by the fact that this is like the main Bumblebee toy of this series, and it transforms in what they're calling 2 steps. Sure. But no, they look okay for what they are. There's nothing that really interests me personally, but I've seen people enjoy them. They're just goofy little figures. Basically work the way that like old Legend/Legion class toys worked. Just a little bit larger, and you're paying like $10 a pop for them. I will get that Skybite when I see him, just for the novelty of like shark car. I feel like that's like the only appeal that would set well with like a fan, like a general like adult collector, is just this feels like a gag thing. Yeah, so there you go. Like on the right, you have a well articulated and complicated transformation figure that was $10. On the left, you have a very simple figure that was $10. So good example of the difference you are getting. You're paying for size, basically, and some of how how compatible he is with Grimlock. There's a little weird motorcycle thing. This is going to be a weird line. This is going to be a really weird toy line by the time this is all said and done. But no, apparently it's out, so you can just go and find it yourself. And if you need a little bit of hype material, there is an animated little clip from an upcoming episode. Grimlock has a Russian accent. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. It's a weird call, but I mean, the animation is actually looking surprisingly good. The voice acting is actually kind of surprising as well. Like, Prime has some passion to his voice, and it's not just someone trying to do Peter Cullen. It's someone with their own take on it. And even the animation looked better than I expected. It's certainly better than Wild King. Like actual things are going on, transformations are shown, and one of the things I always look for when Optimus Prime talks, his mouth plate moves. So does Grimlock's, now that I think of it. And yeah, that's kind of rare, unfortunately. He also seems like he's wearing that mouth plate the entire time. So I don't think it's like a battle mask thing. I think that's just his head, G1 style. So yeah, like, there's actually some things here that are kind of encouraging. Like, I'm actually a little bit more excited for this cartoon to come out than I was before. So we'll see how it turns out. If you are in Japan, Takara is doing a brand new pop-up store for Transformers called Transformers Meet Japan. They will be appearing throughout the summer and fall. You have chances to see them in Tokyo, Aichi, Fukuoka, Osaka, and Miyagi. I promised myself I would get through all 5 names without tripping on one. I failed. I love that the appearance in Miyagi is at a location just called E-Beans. That's kind of great. You're getting acrylic characters that are super cartoony in style. That's the happiest Megatron I think I have ever seen in my life. I like how like derpy Cliff Jumper looks, just so happy to be holding his bazooka. Oh, happiest I've ever seen Shockwave too. This is weird. This is weird stuff. Oh, it's amusing. That was fun. I wish I had better shots of that. And there's the original artwork as cards. Okay, so you get that. But we also have new announced merchandise from there as well, which includes this tote bag. I guess like a tie pouch or something. There's the character artwork again, featuring a few characters that weren't in there before, that weren't in the original listing that I saw. Still not sure what those are. Okay, you get the artwork as buttons as well. There's hats, there's t-shirts, there's a whole bunch of stuff that most of us are probably never going to get because this is a Japanese pop-up store thing. Can I zoom in enough to tell me? No, it's this weird, like, psychedelic stained glass looking stuff. I can make out Soundwave, Laserbeak, Rumble. Man, is it all just the cassettes? Yes, Rumble, Frenzy, Buzzsaw, Laserbeak, and Ravage, and Soundwave. That's weird. Like, specifically them, okay. But no, so, chance at some rare merch. If you're in Japan. This is stuff that I am not likely to be able to track down, so good luck to those who have the ability to get it. And I hate to end off news roundups like this, but we do have to report some of these major things, sad as it is. So the Marvel Comics editor Jim Shooter has unfortunately passed away. He is really pivotal to Transformers because he is the one who created the original, the original pitch and the original story for the Transformer brand before handing it off to Bud Budiansky, who fleshed it out into what we know today. So this is the man who really created the foundation of the Transformers brand and the guy who first created fiction for it. So sad to see him go, and thank you for the contributions. Contributions in general. Like, he had a ton of things that he was doing as Marvel editor-in-chief. So yeah, like, huge name in the comic book industry to lose, but also, yeah, kind of pivotal to Transformers. So we will wish him, his family, and his friends the best in hard time, and wrap up the news roundup there. Don't like to end it off on such a sad note, but it's what happens, unfortunately. So that's it for me. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.